Hey everybody, welcome back. There's some big news last week around mortgage interest rates that I didn't get a chance to cover. I was very busy changing brokers, but I wanted to take that time now and cover that information. So if you haven't already heard, the average rate for a 30-year fixed mortgage dropped last week to 6.15%, lowest in 18 weeks. And on top of the reduced interest rates, the Federal Housing Finance Agency also announced that they are going to be making changes to their fee structure starting in May of this year. So these changes affect conventional loans and will reduce the cost of a loan for certain borrowers, but it also might increase the cost of a loan for other borrowers. So you just want to double check with your lender and figure out if that's something that you fall into or what part of it you fall into. Plus, according to Redfin, the average home prices in the US have continuously dropped since hitting their peak last May. And we've definitely seen that here in the Houston market, as our average days on market were like around 60 days. Home prices have had to come down to get those homes sold. Now we're looking at around like 30 to 40 days on market. With rates lower than they have been and fee changes coming up, home prices coming down, it's a good time to reassess the home buying plans you might have put on hold this past year and decide if now is the time to act. So I definitely say get with a lender, figure out what you can get pre-approved for, what kind of interest rate that they are offering, because not all lenders offer the same. Just because it says 6.15% here, it doesn't mean that that lender is offering 6.15%. That's something important to understand. So shop around, get more than one pre-approval, figure out what is going to be the best option for you. See if there's any programs that that lender offers as well. If you don't know of lenders that you want to get a pre-approval from, that's where your realtor comes into play. So letting your realtor know, hey, this is what I'm thinking. I would love to talk to a lender. Do you know anybody? They're going to have their preferred lenders list, and they can give you that list, and you can choose which lenders that you want to get your pre-approvals with. And then go from there at that point. So you can decide, is right now the best time? Am I going to be able to afford the house that I want with interest rates where they're at right now? Or should I wait a little bit? That's only something that you can decide. You can get the opinions of your realtor, get the opinions of lenders and financial advisors if you have one, whatever the case may be. But that's ultimately a decision that you're going to have to figure out if it's going to be the best option for you. I think we're already in technically tax season. I think you can go ahead and file. So that's something to take into consideration too. You're going to get your tax refund. I'll do a video on how you can maximize your tax refund to help you get into a new home. A lot of people wait for that, so that's something to take into consideration too. If you want to wait another month or two until you get those returns in and then use those funds to getting your new house. You guys, interest rates are coming down. So whatever you hear on the news and what's that called, clickbait headlines, right? So they just want to get your attention. They want to make it seem like there's this huge crisis going on right now. And really what it is that the market is just normalizing. What we experienced the last couple of years, a couple years ago, was just craziness. Interest rates being at 3% and homes being sold way over asking price was just absolutely insane. And the government needed to find a way to normalize this market. So of course, interest rates went really high. Inventory is now building up. And so we're seeing that shift happening. And of course, it doesn't look stable. And people are like, what's happening? Now they don't want to buy because they're scared. Now they don't want to sell because they're scared. It's just normalizing is all it is. And of course it looks crazy on paper, I guess. If you really, actually it doesn't look crazy on paper. It looks crazy when you're just watching the news and hearing opinions of everyone around you. That's when it looks crazy. But if you really look at it on paper, it makes complete sense of what's happening. And it makes complete sense of what's going to happen going forward, or what's predicted to happen going forward. National Association of Realtors have already predicted that they're going to see, or we're going to see, more decrease this year in the interest rate. They're looking at 5.25%. So that's something to take into consideration too. If you feel like you want to try to take advantage of that instead of hitting the 6.15 now, then go for it. At the end of the day, you can always refinance. So even if you buy now, you find that house and you want it, I would say don't pass it up just because you're scared of everything else, okay? Especially the interest rates. And in fact, ask your lender about refinancing costs because some lenders are waiving some of those costs, okay? Maybe not all of them, but some of them. So definitely look into it, okay? If you have questions, let me know. Drop your feedback or questions in the comments and I'll be happy to answer them. But hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully this gave some perspective of what's going on and the changes that we're recently experiencing now. And as more changes come about, I will make another video and give you all an update. This is Vanessa, your realtor, the realist on the real. Take care.